الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Alhamdulillah, I'm really actually very happy to be done with Master Letters because it's a lesson that most Americans would shy away from, because they feel they don't need it. Master Letters was 9 lessons? Abjad, Hawaz, Huttiya, Kaliman, Sa'fas, Qurishat, Thakhid, Dadik. 8 lessons. That's all it was. 8 lessons. You could have done it in 8 days. You could have done it in twice that, 16 days, or you could have done it in 8 weeks. Okay? The important thing with Master Letters was to memorize Abjad, Alifun, Ba'un, Jim, Del, and a poem for each letter. We wrote a poem for each letter in the alphabet, not just to say, oh, how beautiful the alphabet is, but in order to express where the exact makhraj for every letter in the alphabet, exactly how to enunciate it, and where to pronounce it, and where it comes from. The tajweed rules for it, right? All this stuff right there so that you would know the letters without no doubt and have nobody else come after you and say, well, you didn't know this, and then you go and searching all around, because this is what happens with the students. I learned Arabic by learning on my own, so whenever somebody said they knew something more about Arabic or the alphabet, I got to go and watch now because I don't know if I missed something. So we did it from a hindsight perspective, so you wouldn't have to reinvent the wheel, So that's what we call, working together, And I sat down with people until we got everything about the alphabet that I would have liked to know from myself. I would have loved to have this when I went overseas back in the 90s, but it wasn't there. And everybody else knew this stuff except us Westerners. So now we don't have that issue. We're at the appendix now. At this appendix, we're dealing with just 2 issues. It's 1 issue, actually. It's the lam. We go along. It says the lam of al is divided into 2 types. Lam of Qamariya and lam of Shamsiya. A lot of people hear this before. They call it the sun and the moon letters. You hear this when you're starting to read. But the reality of that you have to memorize this is something that most people don't know until they maybe get to tajweed. So we try to cut through the chase and prepare you. That's all we're doing, preparing you. So it says, lam of Qamariya, each lam has 14 letters that correspond to each type. There's 14 letters in each one. How many is 14 and 14? Ali? 28. Easy. How many letters are there? Abu Ayyub. How many letters are there? There's 28 letters. So that means there's half the letters are Qamariya and half the letters are Shamsiya. What does it mean to be Lam al-Qamariya? Does anybody know? Yes, Abdul Hamid. No ums. Okay, with Lam al-Qamariya, that means the lam of al. What does it mean, lam of al? Abdul Hakim. What is the lam of al? Okay, well, alhamdulillah. The lam is of different types. One of the lams is called the lam of al. Everybody say lam of al. Lam of al means the lam that comes with the meaning of the. Okay, that's what it comes. In front of a word, it says the. Okay? So, one type is called Qamariya or Qamariya. And this lam, when it comes al, you pronounce it and you say al. Okay? And then there's another type, we call it the silent al. Okay? It's written, but it's not heard. And it comes before letters that we call lam shamsiyya. Now, Qamariya means moon. The reason why it's called Qamariya, this is the part that most of us don't get. Why is it called Qamariya? It's called Qamariya because just like at nighttime and you see the moon in the sky, it's clear. And you see it, right? That's why when you think about that, the lam of Qamariya, it's clear. You see it and you say it. The sun in the day, and this is with regards to the stars. And the sun, when it comes up in the daytime and it brightens up the whole thing like that, it takes over the whole place, right? Likewise, the moon is not seen, the stars are not seen, the lam here is not heard. The lam is not heard and the other letter takes over the whole place. Everybody got that? So the lam al-Qamariya is heard. The lam al-Shamsiyya is seen, but it ain't heard. You understand? So that's what basically is going up. Now we made a poem for this for make it easy for people to remember. It goes like this. The lam al-Qamariya, it goes you went too fast, bro. It goes ibgi hajjaka wa khaffu aqima These are the letters of Alam Qamariya. And you say that a couple times. It says, Ibgi hajjaka wa khaffu aqima. These are the letters of Alam Qamariya. That's that Brooklyn background coming in. Actually, Ibgi hajjaka wa khaffu aqima. These are the letters of Alam Qamariya. When we get to this in Tajweed, we'll explain a lot about this. Here, it's an appendix, just to familiarize you with it. What the letters are ib, the alif, the ba, the g, the ghain, the ha, the jim, the kaf, the waw, the kha, the fa, the ain, the qaf, the ya, the mim, and the ha. Those are the letters. And then it goes, Al-awwal, al-baqi, al-ghani, al-hamid, al-jalil, al-kareem, al-wadud, al-qadim. And it goes on through. I didn't write the whole thing out right here. But each one of them, it has a letter. The letters from the names of Allah. Okay? Al-qawi, not al-qadim. But here, and it goes through it that way. Go on down, roll it down. But that's something, once you get the paper, you can easily memorize it. Okay? That's for the Lam Qamariya. Say, Ibgi hajjaka wa khaffu aqima. Oh, you guys sound like a bunch of Girl Scouts. Astaghfirullah. A'udhu billah. Yo, ar-rijal. Ibgi hajjaka wa khaffu aqima. Ibgi. Ibgi hajjaka wa khaffu aqima. I see you banging your head over here. Ibgi hajjaka wa khaffu aqima. Hajjaka wa khaffu aqima. These are the letters of Alam Qamariya. Man, you gotta loosen up. We used to do this. I feel great. I feel fine. I feel this way all the time. Come on, loosen up, man. You know what I'm saying? You ever did that when you go to those board meetings? Come on now. Ibgi hajjaka wa khaffu aqima. Hajjaka wa khaffu aqima. All right, we'll work on that one at home. This is the Lama Shamsiya. Lama Shamsiya, don't put it up. Then this one goes, bring it down some for me, please. Oh, no, it's cool. I got it, no problem. It says, think Lam Shamsi, where mark my word, the silent al is seen, not heard. A simple rule and catchy rhyme, so learn and use it all the time. Tib thumma sir rahman tafuz bif dha ni'am. That su adhanin zur sharifan lil karam. It says, think Lam Shamsi, where mark my word, the silent al is seen, not heard. So here it's just giving you the rule. Think Lam Shamsi, where mark my word, the silent al is seen, not heard. A simple rule in catchy rhyme, so learn and use it all the time. Tib thumma sir rahman tafuz bif dha ni'am. That su adhanin zur sharifan lil karam. That's the rule. And you could take the first letter from each one of those, and that's going to be the letter from it. Do you understand that? Is that easy? We're done with master letters. So all you have to know is Ibgi hajjaka wa khaffu aqima. These are the letters of Alam Qamariya. And all you have to know is the silent al, when seen not heard, is Tib thumma sil rahman tafuz bif da ni'am. Da'su adhanin zur sharifan lil karam. Alright? And these are the classical way they put it together. And the first letter from each one. So there'll be a ta and a tha, wa sad, wa ra, and we go on down. And when we get to tajweed, you'll find, I'll give you an example of each one of those. But here is just a familiarization. Everybody got that? Pull it off the board. The next part of the lesson, in Arabic. So we're doing an Arabic class here. We have Arabiya. Now, Arabiya is the main subject that we're studying. In the study of Arabiya, we said that this is language. It means a language that, what does it mean as Arabiya again? To make something crystal clear. Jazakumullah khair. Especially a sentiment. But there's 3 types of words when you're dealing with it, right? 3 times. What is the first one? Ismun, fi'lun, and a harfun, right? We started off with the harfun, right? We started off with the harfun. This is our outline. Reason why I'm doing this over and over again, because you got to do this from your head. You got to teach this. It's got to be outlined in your head. When you say you have the structure of the whole language wrapped up in your head. So it's called Arabiya. It means to make something crystal clear, to leave no doubt about a sentiment. right? Or an emotion, right? Why? That's so beautiful because the Quran al-Arabiyyan, غَيْرٌ عِوَجًا. So it's a recital. Quran means that which is recited, right? Arabiyyan means to leave no doubt about what it means. So Allah didn't leave it to be just like the other revelations where people could misinterpret it. He sent down a recital that has no doubt about what it means. Clear. غَيْرُ عِوَجًا. No mixed match about it. Nothing crooked in it. And we learned that there's three types of words. We started dealing with the harf. So the harf. And the first thing we learned is that the harf can be broken down into three types also. What is the first one? Or give me one of them. The first one is the alphabet. And that's just simple letters. We covered that. We finished the alphabet. We covered the alphabet when we did what? Master letters, right? We mastered the letters. If we did it properly, we memorized everything it is to learn how to pronounce and know those letters. Right? Like we did fa. Fa for ikhfa for family. The formulas for free. Force 80 for yourself and then turn around. See 4 or 5 front teeth will fall upon your inner lip. Fa. Say fa. Now count how many teeth fall on it. 4 or 5 front teeth will fall upon your inner lip. And gently form the fa because before life forces them to flip or split. Right? So we know exactly where to pronounce fa. And we have those sounds that sound like fa or that are fa that we can use. And we know fa for ikhfa. So we know the tajweed for fa is what? And we know 80 is the number tied to it because every letter has a number tied to it. Right? So that's basically what we did with the alphabet. Right? Now we're done with the alphabet. What else is there with these letters? There's connectors. Let's put that last. Connectors. But what are connectors? What are connectors? No, that's not a, no. An ismun is a kalimatun dallat ala ma'na fi nafsiha wa lam taqtaran bizaman. An ismun is a word that points to a meaning in and of its own self. It has a meaning independent of its own self, right? And it's not connected to a time frame. Give me an example. Give me a word that has a meaning by itself, meaning another word doesn't have to be there for me to understand that. And it's not connected to a time frame. Abdul Hamid. Building. Give me one. Abu Ayyub. Man. Give me one. Ali. Car. Ali Thani. Dog. Ibrahim. MashaAllah. I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, so everybody knows what an ismun is. What is a fi'lun? Action word. Dun, dun, dun. This is a super noun, and the action word is the movement, right? Something that happens. I don't know your name. I forgot. Amin. I'm sorry. SubhanAllah. I should remember that. My cousin's name is Amin. SubhanAllah. So we have a فعل وهي كلمة دلت على معنى في نفسها وقد اقترنت بإحدى الزمان. Right? So it's a word that points to a meaning in and of itself, same like an ism, except the difference here is connected to a time frame. That's the only difference. Never learned that in English. And the only difference between an ism and a fi'l is one's connected to a time frame and the other one's not. Right? And the time frames are 3. What are the 3 time frames? Immediate. Let's go immediate time frame. Then we got present, right? Going into the future. And then what do we have? Past. So now give me one that is immediate. Immediate is called an order, right? Because an order means to be done now. Just like if you told your child, get up and go clean your room, and they kept sitting there watching the TV, you would go crazy. They have to call BCW on you. You know what I'm saying? But the child said, hold on, I was going to do it, but when I'm finished with the Muppets, you know, or Boy and the King, I was watching the program, chill. You say, nah, an order is immediacy, right? You wouldn't understand that unless there's conditions sent to it. Either ja'a nasrullahi wal fath. Either there's a condition set. When the Boy and the King is over, then go clean your room. You set a condition. When the sun sets, then make maghrib. You understand? Otherwise, it's immediate. You guys got me? So present future is something that you're doing now and it's going into the future. I'm walking. I walk. I'm going into the future. Right? ING rule. Past tense. I walked. Right? So, we're not dealing with that. A connector is a harf. It's anything that's not an ismun or fi'lun. It's a word that points to a meaning in other than itself. And it's not connected to a. So it's the weakest of the 3. Kalimatun dalat ala ma'na fi ghayriha. In other than itself. Give me an example.
2.
Ameen. Give me an example. He said 2. That's a good one. 2. Because 2 don't mean nothing to me. You mean the number or you mean what? You mean nahaya, the end result. Right? So 2 is a word that points to a meaning in something else. I need another word to understand it. To the door. To my house. To bed. Right? So it has a meaning in something else. It gives a meaning. Under is a word that has a meaning in something else. Under the masjid. Under the bed. Under the house. Under me. You see that? So give me a word, I mean.
Behind the car.
Behind, that's right, behind the car. He threw his hands up, west side. That's not Give me a word. In the house, in the masjid, in trouble. Right? That's what I used to hear. Everybody got that? That's a connector. That's generally what people mean when they say a harf. They mean a connector. These are connectors. They make the speech. Without which you find it hard to say something. Right? Because you got these connectors. Because. It's a connector. Got me? All right. We're missing one. What are we dealing with now? Letters with meaning. That's today's lesson. Letters with meaning. There are certain letters in the Arabic language that come and add to the word. Okay? And most people have a problem because they don't know which part of it is the word and which part of it is extra. We're going to clear that all up right now. 2 minutes. Give me time, friend. Give me 2 minutes or 3 minutes. We clear up that whole thing right now. Everybody with me? Can I go ahead? Can I clean up? Y'all ready? Did I get you hyped? You don't want to know what to... No, but everybody has that problem. So we're going to see if we can clear it up right now. I know they got me on the timer now, right? Look, a word in Arabic is written fa'ala. That's a verb, okay? Fa'ala. These 3 things are the 3 roots that you use for any word, okay? Now, things you add to this word are not part of the root. The root in and of itself has its own meaning, okay? The root has its own meaning. Somebody say a word in Arabic. Any word in Arabic. Kitab. So the root is katabah. Okay? Kitab is kitab with an alif. So alif is an extra letter. Okay? That you add in the middle between the second and the third root to make and put a kesra on it, and now you have the word kitab. Okay? Sihab, which is a cloud, comes on the same scale from sahaba. You get me? So you need to know what letters are going to be extra. By looking at this, if I want to find this word, if I look in the dictionary, I won't find kitab. But I've been looking up on the ketaba, it's there. So the alif is extra. How do I know the letters are extra? Sa'altumuniha. This is it. Sa'altumuniha. These are the letters, extra letters. These are all the extra letters that you need to know. Anything else is a noun. It's an ismun. Okay? Sa'altumuniha. A sin, a hamza, a lam, a ta, a mim, a waw, noon, ya, ha, and the alif. We saw the alif in practice in kitab. Right? We can't see the sin mixed with the ta. Let's do this one. What is this word? Ghafara. You see it? Pay attention. You see this word is ghafara, right? What does ghafara mean? Excuse me? Has forgiven. It's past tense verb, meaning he forgave. Right? So he is what is this? Al-Ghafur. See the extra wow right there? We got the wow right there. It's added. It's extra. You see that? Or if I want to seek his forgiveness, what do? I do ista. A sin with ta. Right? Sin with ta. Which means to seek. This right here, this construction, means to seek. right? To request. So I do what? Astaghfiru. Astaghfir. You see that? You got me in this word? These are so how do I find this word? I'm looking at hey, you know this means to seek. This is talab. This is letters of extra. Extra letters. I just got to look up the ghafara. You following me? A verb is going to be on the scale of fa'ala. But if you put it on ifta'ala, then this means this word is obeying this word. Okay? Or you put it on the scale of infa'ala. The noon and the ta are extra. Let me give you an example. Kassara. Kassara means to break something, right? So if you broke something, what did that thing do? Inkasara. Okay? Inkasara. So this is extra. This means that it obeyed this action. This action means to break something. Something else, right? This means, inkasara means that thing broke. I'm that thing now. Inkasara. May Allah protect me from breaking. You know what I'm saying? So this is the extra letters. Mu, we already know mu. Meme in front of a word. Don't we know meme with a dhamma? Don't we know meme with a kasra? Don't we know meme with a fatha? Yes? So what is somebody who has accepted Islam? He adds a Muslim there. Okay? What is that thing we use for our teeth? Miswak. Okay? So the meme kasra is utensil. The meme dhamma is someone who has the quality of whatever comes next. The meme fatha is a place. Don't we see that in Surah Al-Fatiha? If we get the ghadab of Allah, we are what? Maghdub. A place of that ghadab, of that anger. You understand that? We're in a what? Masjid, right? A place of sajda. You got me? Did we cover them? The lamb here is you can do liyaf'al. Is liyaf'al, meaning do it. It's an order. Lam al-amr. It means the order. Or you could put it sukoon. فَلْيَعْبُدُونَ. You know? فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. Right? فَلْيَعْبُدُوا. The lamb there is an order. You understand what I'm saying? It's extra. You guys following me? Am I going too fast? Yeah. The ha here, like we say, fi is the word in. But if I do this, fi, the ha right there is fi here. Ya'udu ila akhir madhkur. It goes back to the last mentioned thing. Fihi. You understand?
I'm sorry. Could you start over? Ifta'ala.
Ifta'ala, yafta'ilu. Okay, let's go like this. Ifta'ala. قرب الله الساعة. Allah told the hour to come close. قربها, right? اقتربت الساعة. You see that? Let me erase this. You understand? Allah says in the Quran, اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. Right? Allah told the sa'a, the hour, to come close. So what did the sa'a do? It obeyed the order of Allah and it came close. Anytime you have a verb that obeys the order of another verb, we call it on a scale mutawwa'a. These are the ones that are mutawwa'a. Ifta'ala wa infa'ala. Whenever, both of them. And they come like that because of the noon and sakin don't come before yarmaluna. So anytime you have the fa of the word, when one of the letters of yarmaluna, from tajweed, you remember that, right? Because the noon makes idgham. And so you don't hear those letters. So then you put it on a scale of ifta'ala. Maybe I'm talking too fast. Yeah, you get the video, inshallah ta'ala. So when you say qarraba, he made the hour come close. So what did that thing do? Iqtaraba. You see that? The fa of the letter is here. The ayn of the letter is here. The lam of the letter is right there. The ta is added. Extra. These are all the letters of extra. Right? You have another sound. Watch this. Anata. You have the noon, right? I didn't give you the noon. Oh, I did. I gave it to you. Look at this one. Nati. Nati. Okay, this is a noon, hamza, noon, ta, and ya. Whenever you have a verb, خلي بالك, yeah, you have a verb, right? I take the noon and say naf'al, we did. Okay? If I want to say I did, I put an alif there, hamza, af'al. If I want to put you did, ta, taf'al. If I want to say he did, yaf'al. You understand? And it's all in nati, we coming. That's what this word means. So I'm saying anata, I like nati because it means we coming. You say, that's what we getting these words in here. You understand where I'm coming from right there? All right. If you put it at the end of the word, fa'alna, the noon comes at the end now, the noon with the alif. We did. Fahamt? Fahamt. The ta. Fahamt. The ta is on it. Extra letters. These are all of them. All you have to do. And what is sa'altumuniha? Means you ask me about it. Okay? Sa'altumuniha. You ask me about it? There they are. Those are all the letters. Is that an easy part? We finished with that? All you got to do is remember that statement. Sa'altumuniha. Say that. So whenever you look at a word, whenever you look at the word, you should say, yo, I can figure out these words. Give me the words. Give me the root word. Read it first. فَسَيُنْغِدُونَ, right? All right, what does it say? What's the root word? It shouldn't take you that long. Right, here's Gada, right here, or you can put the noon like that. But here's the root, right here. This is extra, this is extra, this is extra. You know what I'm saying? Or nagada, like that. You might say it's nagada, or you might say it's gada, like that. It's easy. All the rest of it is extra. Okay? Here it is right here. Everything else is extra. Unless you thought gada, which would be acceptable too. Because of the way the word is. But really, the root is this right here, and everything else is extra. I don't remember. It's in the Mus'haf. I just forget right off the top of my head. It's an example that we use in Tajweed with the Nun Sakin with the Ghain. Okay? We got that? Is it easy? Sayakfikahumullah. I'm giving you an example too. Sayakfikahumullah. You get it? Sayakfikahumullah. So here is an example. I don't have anything else to give. I don't know if you guys are still confused about that. I'm confused, you know. It's real easy. Just remember these words. Sa'altumuniha. You may not know what those words mean, those letters mean in the sentence right off the bat. But that's not really the whole point. That's the way you can break the word down and strip it down to its root and then find it in a dictionary.
Every word is like that?
Every word. No exception. Every single word in the whole Arabic, if it's ismun fi'lun, no matter what. I'm sorry, astaghfirullah al-azim. Except for the harf. Because the harf is not on a 3-letter scale. So you have like min. It's not going to be like that, okay? Min, ila, wa an, wa fi, wa ruba, wa ba, wa ala, wa kaf, wa lam, wa wum, wa ta, wa mudh, wa mundu, wa la'alla, hatta. That's not going to be in the scale. Those are huruf. But so you have to memorize those. Which we will. Next lesson. Okay? So now we're finished. Help me erase this board, somebody. Ibrahim. Now, look what we finished. We've erased this side first. Because I want to. What we finished with regards to the harf is a lot. We finished. Hey, erase this, man. The harf is of only 3 things. We have the general letters, right? Then we have the letters that have extra meaning, which we've just done, we've just done those right now. The only thing left is the actual connectors. And when we're done with that, then we can move off of this and go to the next row, which is ismun and fi'lun. And we'll be cooking with gas. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's not nothing hard. It's just that you got to do it and then get accustomed to stumbling over it. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.